Hey everyone, Jesse Wadler here, host, Casual Smash Gauntlet. And I hope you're all doing well today because we're going to continue our trend of content in between Season 1 and the Season 1 finale. You've already seen the composer interview, the voting for the season finale contestants, and now it's time to enjoy something a little bit more casual than even Casual Smash Gauntlet. We'll call it Super Casual Smash Gauntlet. And in this episode of Super Casual Smash Gauntlet, we're going to interview a esteemed member of the community who hasn't had much limelight yet in front of the camera. This individual has been a celebrated member of everything that I've tried to do for years to come and years in the past. Seth Walerysiak, the brother of GWall Pro, will be joining us in order to talk a little bit about video gaming beyond just the scope of Nintendo. We'll play some Casual Smash Gauntlet style gameplay in the background, but really it's secondary to the interview. I hope you all enjoy this video, as next week we'll be releasing the awards video, and the Season 1's awards video will end with a very important segment announcing the contestants for the Season 1 finale. So enjoy this video here as we finally get to kick off our shoes and enjoy some Smash Bros. All right, so here we go. Mr. Seth, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing?
You know, I'm doing great. Funny story for those watching. This is actually our second attempt at this because someone here forgot. Oh, here I am, like pointing at myself, Falcon punching me. Forgot to record the replay. So this is definitely, like I said, Super Casual Smash Gauntlet, and it is what it is. But anyways, Seth, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know you're the brother of GWall Pro for those that have seen his videos, and you've been on a few of his. But what is what's a little bit about yourself that no one would know?
Yeah. So as you said, I am the brother of GWall Pro. Definitely not as good as him in any of these type of games, but I give it my all. I would say just a little bit about me. I mean, I'm just a big sports fanatic. That's my thing. Sports is my life. I mean, I graduated with a sport management degree. I work in the sports space. Soccer, basketball, football, my loves, and other sports as well. But yeah, I've been playing, watching, playing sports games my entire life. So big sports guy over here.
And does that love of sports games translate to this game at all, or do you find yourself a little bit as a fish out of water?
No, it definitely translates because I'm just very competitive as a sports person in general, and this game can get very, very competitive, as you know, and it just it just makes me always want to give it my all and compete and try to win, even though I know I'm not the strongest at this game. But yeah, neither am I. I can pretend all I want, but at the end of the day, none of us are here. But I mean, what's your history with the game then? If sports is your home, where did you start with Smash, and how long you been with it? Yeah, so I started way back in the GameCube days. With Super Smash Bros. Melee. I remember playing a lot of that. That was always so much fun. And I played that. Then I played Brawl on the Wii.
Nice.
I played a little bit of the forgive me, I can't remember what the Wii U one was called, but I played a bit of that. And that's kind of when my Super Smash Bros. Career just took a little bit of a hiatus. So honestly, this is the first time I've been back on in probably a year or two. So but it's definitely it's just like muscle memory, and I'm really enjoying this game, and it just feels very familiar, So it's fun.
It's like a bike. once you ride it once, you'll forever be able to get on it and know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Exactly. It's like for me, for sports, like soccer's my number one love. Once I learned to juggle a soccer ball, even if I don't touch a soccer ball in a year or two, I'll always remember how to juggle that soccer ball. It's the same thing with this. Just like you said, that muscle memory, just always remember. So yeah, I'd say I had been playing Smash for quite a while, but yeah, recently, definitely not as much, but I still love to play it. Still one of the best games to play with the boys and just have a good time.
Yeah, so for those who don't know out there, it was you, me, your brother, and then your cousin PJ. We used to just play this game non-stop. Not necessarily Smash Bros. Ultimate, but Smash 4. I felt like we were constantly on this thing every chance we got.
Yeah, no, let us. Those were fun times. Those were fun times. I know we were all laughing and joking and having a good time, but I know deep down each one of us were like, man, we want to win this so bad. We just, not that anything was on the line except for just utmost bragging rights, like, which, to us means a lot. So, but no, it was always a good time. Those were, we did play for like hours. I remember it was a lot of fun.
I remember, during all those matches, though, you'd be like, "Hey, man, why am I always stuck between you guys?" We'd be zoning you out on both sides.
Yeah, I'd get so mad. I was like, "Why am I stuck in the middle? Like, what's going on here? What's going on?"
All right, man. So next question for you here, as I try to do this while playing. I know, like you said, you're a big fan of the sports games. You've been stepping away from this, and I assume stepping away from Nintendo a little bit because you're more of an Xbox owner?
Xbox guy, yep, that's me. Xbox One S, that's what I got right now.
How'd you fall far from the tree? What happened?
Oh, come on, man, don't do that to me. No, so honestly, here's kind of the backstory with it all. A lot of my friends back in high school, they were playing on Xbox, and I actually started out, when I sort of moved away from Nintendo, I actually started out on PlayStation, and back in high school, all my buddies were on Xbox, and I was getting super frustrated that I couldn't play with them because I was on PlayStation. So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make the switch.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the switch so I can actually play games with the boys, because isn't that what everyone likes to do these days? Play with the boys. So I made the switch, and I just kind of never. Whoops. I just never looked back. And yeah, dude, I've been playing Xbox ever since. So what? High school for me was 8 years ago. So yeah, for quite a while now.
And so now that you've been playing a while, I'm assuming that you're up to date on your games and you're just enjoying the Xbox experience. Is that true?
Yeah, no, I definitely am. I'm enjoying the games that I'm playing right now. Although things are starting to get a little tricky with that, because I have the Xbox One, which is considered an old gen console, and right now Xbox is coming out with a lot of games that are exclusively on new gen consoles, and I can't play them. I can't play these new games that, I just can't play them. And all my friends kind of have the new gen consoles. They're playing the new games. They're like, oh, Seth, you gotta play this, you gotta play this. And I'm like, yeah, thanks guys. I know, I wish I could, but I can't.
Same generation though, right? Like same generation of console, just different variant? Is that this, or?
It's different generation. So essentially the one I have right now, the old gen, is an Xbox One, and the new gen Xbox, it's called an Xbox Series.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's a new generation. And yeah, it's unfortunate because there's nothing wrong with my current Xbox One. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It runs smoothly, it's good. But now it's like I'm pretty much gonna be getting forced to get a whole new console just to be able to play these new games, and it's just a little frustrating. But yeah.
And I mean, so now that you've been into gaming, and I think when we all start off gaming is fun because we don't have to pay for it. Like, our parents pay for it, and it's gifts, and we're like, oh, if I only had this, and it's great, blah blah blah. But as we get older, we have to suddenly, we're burdened with the costs.
Right.
And so now, you're older now. You're obviously working and paying for all this on your own.
Yes.
Do you feel like you wish video games became more stagnant, cheaper? I mean, what's the solution here?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just like, I mean, I understand that they need to, upgrade like consoles and things like that. Like, I understand. But then it just becomes like, it just becomes this whole thing with like, you got all these new games and like they're only playable on a certain generation. Like why is that? Like, it's just, I don't know. It just seems, I don't know what the solution is. Because we know how gaming companies are. They just want to make money. However, whatever way they can, they just want to make money. So off of us, or people like us. So yeah, I don't know, dude, but it's just super frustrating. And now I'm gonna have to drop like $300 just to get a new Xbox now, just to be able to play these new games. So
and it's ridiculous because the games are going to be $80 a pop too.
That's the thing. Like, all these new games coming out, they're just gonna be so much. Like, with like the new GTA coming out, they're saying that might get up towards like $100. How's that gonna change the landscape of things? So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. It's gonna be interesting to see.
All right, so here we go. Final match here. We got Pikachu versus Young Link, Toon Link, I meant, which is a character I did not suspect from you. And that really makes me think, like, you're not as a Nintendo player much anymore. I mean, the roster, I'm sure there's some nostalgia here, but it's not your preferred character list. If you could bring like 5 characters from Xbox, who would you bring?
I really like that question. That's a very interesting question, and I thought about it for quite a bit. But one of the first characters that came to mind easily for me was Master Chief from Halo. Okay. Without a doubt, I think he just fits the profile of a Super Smash Bros. Character. And I mean, he would obviously have his gun as his primary weapon. He would, and then he would just have really good like hand-to-hand combat skills. Like that would be his kind of character.
So like a Samus almost.
Yeah, kinda like a Samus. I just feel like he'd be really strong in this game. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Who else do you got then? Because I think everyone expects the Master Chief when you say Xbox. I think he's like the most known Xbox character.
Yeah, I feel like you just couldn't leave him off the list there. Like that would just be wrong. But next, I actually went with Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider series as a character. Really? Yes. I think she would be very strong in this game. I think she kind of fits the profile of characters in this game. For me, I think she would be very agile. So like a smaller, quick kind of character. And then her main like weapons would be bow and arrow, just like I have here with Toon Link. Bow and arrow, and like maybe some like knives or something. Like she would have like some daggers or something like that. And she would be very quick and nimble and kind of hard to catch. So I'm going with Lara Croft Tomb Raider. I think she'd be great.
Okay, and then so I kind of see that as like almost like a Sheik going on there, but with a bow.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's your next one? Who's number 3 then?
Yes, number 3, I went with The Witcher. The Witcher.
Okay.
As my third choice. I think he would just be super strong character. I would kind of compare him to, honestly, like maybe like an Ike even. Like he would just have that big sword, that big blade. But I think he'd just be super strong though, like just a big character. Probably on the slower side, but just very strong overall. And obviously he'd have those wonderful gray locks. So yeah.
Character definition. Why do we want him? Big gray locks.
Yep, he's got that beautiful head of hair with that long gray hair. So yeah, I say the Witcher. I say the Witcher without a doubt.
Okay. I can see him. He was actually in Soul Calibur, and that's the only time I've ever played anything Witcher related. Geralt was a character in Soul Calibur. So he was slow but dealt a lot of damage. It had like some fire spell or something that came out of his hand, if I remember.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Yeah, he'd have some other like magic type abilities as well for sure. So yeah.
Okay. So what about number 3 here, or number 4?
Number 4, yeah. So I kind of put these two characters together just because they're in the same universe, and I couldn't pick one over the other. I decided to go up into the Mortal Kombat world and went with Scorpion and Sub-Zero as two.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, for anyone that's played Mortal Kombat, I think their skill set is self-explanatory. They both have their own individual skills, but I think they would be very strong as two characters to use here. But I combined them. I do have a 5th, but I just figured they would be good. They're like, I didn't know who to pick. Sub-Zero's, but like they're just like a package deal, So
they really are. They're the face of that franchise. It's like Ryu and Ken.
Yeah.
And between the two of them, I mean, you could even have like a Pyra/Mythra thing going on there where they could swap.
Exactly. No, I agree. And then I would say my last character would be Cal Kestis from Star Wars. The what was it called? The Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. I think it'd be cool to have a Star Wars character in there with, imagine a little lightsaber action going on, the Force. Imagine being able to just lift someone up like that. I think it'd be pretty cool. He was a very cool character in those Star Wars games, so Cal Kestis would be my favorite.
I can't say I know too much about the Star Wars franchise there, but it makes sense with force powers, lightsaber, anything else that they can do, athletics that they have. I mean, they kind of fit a platformer game pretty well.
That's exactly what I was thinking. No, I think most Star Wars characters would actually be a pretty strong fit within this game. So
they could almost be like a Shulk, where they can change their abilities with the force powers, and then they have that laser sword, kind of like Shulk does anyways, with the lightsaber. Exactly. So there you go. So hey, Seth, that's gonna go ahead and wrap up the questions portion here. We went a little over, but oops, who's gonna charge us? So I mean, I have to say thank you first for coming on here, but is there anything else last minute you want to say, either about this or as Casual Smash Gauntlet as a whole, or anything along those lines?
No, not really. I mean, I just want to say thank you for having me on. I had a lot of fun. Obviously you were kicking me up and down that map there, or those maps we played, but I still had a good time. It was actually fun to get back on and play. I haven't played in a while, so for anybody out there listening, I encourage to keep playing Smash Bros, because it's a lot of fun and it's a good time. So yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, if we keep playing, Smash 6 will eventually appear. Or I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't, because that's like my one hope in gaming left.
Oh, man. Yeah. Fingers crossed, people.
Well, hey, Seth, thank you for coming on. This has been Super Casual Smash Gauntlet, kind of a chill episode where we get to relax a little bit, introduce a member of the family who's just been an integral part of the Smash experience for me. as a person, and I hope you all enjoyed having him on. Not only is he integral to me, but he was always a part of the GWall Pro community as well, which is really where this channel is a subsidiary of. It's kind of like a lower asset of the greater picture there. So thank you for your time. Thank you for jumping on, Seth. Fun matches. I wasn't even fully focused on the gameplay as much as listening to you, just because it's a good time. So with that being said, hey everyone, this has been, like I said, Super Casual Smash Gauntlet. The episode finale for the season will be coming out shortly, so stay tuned and wish the competitors best of luck.